All right, so going live in three, two, one. Well, this is Soaking Up Spilled Ink with Rachel. We're up to episode number 17. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. So, what's going on in the world of Rachel you'd like our viewers to know about? Anything new and exciting?
Not sure about that, but I mean, I'm going this weekend to a bachelorette party at Disney World, so that is exciting. It's more
Oh,
exciting if you like Disney World, but it's still pretty good.
mhm. And we were talking a little about that before we went live, and I told you that the last time I went there, I was 3 years old. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's changed a lot in that the period of time. So,
Yeah, probably. I the first time I went was in high school. We did like a senior class trip thing. And the thing that stood out to me the most was that Disney makes literally billions of dollars and the castle is plastic. I
it,
100% expected like a stone castle, and I was extremely disappointed.
oh, I didn't know that. Really? That's
Yeah,
interesting. As
plastic plaster or whatever, but I know it was definitely more plasticky than anything else, and I remember being very disappointed about that since they make literally billions of dollars.
I'm not trying to make excuses, but that castle is probably the one when the park was originally built. I would assume, maybe back in the 70s, or
Yeah, and I'm sure it's easier to maintain and clean the facade if you can replace bits of plastic on it, but it was still disappointing.
I bet. Yeah, I can understand that. So, the as far as anything else in Disney World, I mean, that's you're looking forward to or not looking forward to.
Well, we're doing Disney World on Saturday and Epcot on Sunday. I like Epcot. I think I don't even remember if I've been there more than once either. I just remember liking it. And I guess I didn't look around too much because people are talking about rides and I didn't notice that there were rides except for like the one, that's in the giant ball thing or something. I don't even know. But apparently there are rides there and stuff. But like for me to enjoy rides, I have to be very, very drugged on a lot of anti motion sickness stuff. So,
Oh,
like, I don't even
oh
enjoy
wow,
rides that much because they just make me so sick.
wow, it's interesting. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's for you. It's probably better off just like avoiding everything. I guess.
I mean, kind of. I I actually got the drug cocktail super perfect for my one friend's 30th birthday. We went to Universal, did Harry Potter World and all that. And I've been trying to remember what exactly that I did because it didn't make me too groggy and I didn't get sick on the rides, only like a mild headache. So like that was I think like a perfect mix of drugs to be able to enjoy myself doing rides and stuff.
Hmm.
So, we'll see about that. And people
So
like used to make fun of me when I was little, like a group of friends would go to Six Flags or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, you're scared of rides. You're scared of rides." I'm like, No, I can totally do this ride, but I will be throwing up on you. So who's really gonna have fun at the end of the day?"
I my best friend who we've been friends since we were 10 years old, we would go down to parks like King's Dominion and Busch Gardens. And I remember we went to King's Dominion, and the he first ride he we went on. I didn't want to go on it, just I didn't it was the boat that goes just swings in a big circle upside down and comes down again.
Yeah.
And he got sick, and he was basically out for the rest of the trip. So he was
Yeah, see, and it makes it like no fun. Once you get sick, you stay sick. Like motion sickness doesn't go away once you get off the ride, and people seem to not understand that. Like, if I want to enjoy the whole day, I'm not going on this ridiculous ride that's gonna make me sick all day. That's not my idea of fun. For some reason, water rides don't make me sick, so I can do those, but then again, Disney has maybe like I don't know, Pirates of the Caribbean is a water ride, maybe? I don't know. And, like, some of them are okay, but, like, I don't know, anything that twists and turns too fast, anything that goes upside down, it just makes me so sick. So it's not my idea of fun.
I
Luckily, we're mostly going for drinking, so
how about flying? Are you okay with flying? Does that give you sickness?
takeoff and landing makes me more sick than anything else. Being a passenger in a car, there's I absolutely cannot sit in the back seat of a car.
Oh, my mother was
Yeah.
like that too. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. My sister will read a book in the back seat of a car and she's completely fine. I can barely look at street signs in the back of a car or have my eyes open. I have to like I have to like be like straight ahead And then there was one time, like, I don't know why my brain didn't piece together the connection, where my sister and I were gonna go parasailing. And it didn't occur to me until after we'd paid and I was about to get on the boat that, hey, idiot, you're about to get on a boat. It doesn't matter if you're gonna be floating in the air, and after a while, being on the boat itself is going to make you sick, especially because we were on the ocean. And like after 3 seconds of being on this boat, I was like, "Oh my god, you're so dumb." And I basically clung to the side the whole time, trying really hard not to throw up.
Oh,
Like, they gave me my money back because I couldn't go up in the parasail because I was just so sick, but I don't know why, like, I've been I get motion sickness, it's happened my whole life, and I don't know why it didn't occur to me until I was physically stepping on a boat that in order to parasail, you have to be on a boat in the ocean, like, I don't it just didn't click until I was physically stepping on the boat and thinking, "Oh my god."
the
Like, even ferries, like, ferries are probably the smallest size boat I can do without being sick, and
mm,
even that sometimes is iffy. I've never been on, like, a cruise ship, and people are always like, "I'm sure it'll be fine. It's such a big ship, you don't even feel it." But, like, I don't wanna find out.
the I've got I wanted to relay one story. You're talking about throwing up. I used to be an airborne traffic reporter
Mm.
for WMAL, and when I was flying, I was the only one of the few people that never threw up in the
Oh,
plane.
wow. Yeah.
I'll give you. I don't have the exact picture of what we flew, but here's a general idea:
Mhm.
Cessna 172. So these little fixed
Oh,
wing aircraft. So we flew those,
wow.
and I do remember I was dating this one not very much, just a couple of times, but I asked her if she wanted to go up in the plane, and they gave me permission to pick her up in the plane. And while
Mhm.
we are up there, I didn't even think about motion sickness. She ended up throwing up while she was in the back seat of the plane. So I felt really bad for her. So
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's it's crazy how sick I get. I think the thing was when I went to Universal for my friend's 30th, which I've been to Universal a bunch of times, Disney only like twice. But like I started taking motion sickness pills a few days before we got there. So it was kind of like in my system. And like I didn't overdo it on, taking like 5 pills the morning of. So I think if I'm gonna do any rides, I should probably start taking motion sickness pills like today.
mm.
To see if I can actually be on any rides on the weekend.
Now, when I was flying, I don't know if this helps, but maybe you've heard this as well. The best
Mhm.
thing to do is that they always said that when you to keep from throwing up was to go up on a full stomach. They said that that's people think it's the other
Really?
way around. Yeah, if you go
Interesting.
up an empty stomach, that makes you throw up more. They said.
Hmm,
So
that's
no, I don't
interesting.
know how true. I trust the pilots. The pilots were pretty. Those are the pilots that told me that.
Right,
So
right.
I don't know. I've never heard that before. Since I'm just throwing that in there. So
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, we'll have to see how much alcohol helps because this is going to be definitely a big drinking weekend too.
well, before we go too far, we got several
Mm.
people saying hello. I'm not sure how to pronounce the
Oh.
name. I'm not sure, so I won't butcher it. Hello back. Got bonjour. Some French. I don't know what he's saying there
Oh,
about San
bonjour,
Andreas.
comment je télécharge GTA San Andreas sans money. Comment, mm, something about San Andreas without money.
Uh, hmm, not sure what that means.
Telecharger. That's the only word that I'm missing right here.
Let's
But
see. We got
hello.
Hector saying hello. Hello back. I got Diego saying stop. What does that word mean? I've seen that pop up so many.
Solve?
Yeah. Several people
I
leave that comment on
mean,
my videos. I think it's a good thing. I think.
I don't know.
Uh, so we got Hector's coming back saying, "How are you? We're doing fine."
Yes, we're
I won't
doing
speak
very
for
well.
Rachel. Rachel can speak for.
I'm doing very well as well.
And we got more people. I don't know what they're saying. Sorry. I hope it's positive though. So thank you. So alrighty. I know before we go too far, also a couple of things I'd like to discuss. If you'd like to support what we're doing, I have an affiliate link for NordVPN in the description below. And I checked the last time I clicked on it. In fact, I'll click on my other computer right now. It was a 60% savings. I can't. I think it's about 60% off right now, which is they'll give you the deal for $329 a month if you purchase a 2-year plan. It's a very reliable service. I've used it, and it will hide your location, protect your identity, And as Rachel will attest to, if you use a VPN, it will also allow you to stream videos in places where you normally wouldn't be able to get them. So
Yes, I definitely used VPNs for that because some movies and TV shows are only available in certain countries on streaming services. So if you use the streaming service through a VPN and select the country that content is available, then you can watch it.
yeah, and the link, I was going to say, anything if you decide to support us, we appreciate that very much. So, and we also
Yes.
have literacy connections. That's Rachel's. I'm sorry. How would you describe that? Go ahead and
The
describe that.
nonprofit organization. Hit refresh on that page so that you can see what I just posted up there.
Okay.
Um, Literacy Connections of the Hudson Valley. We recruit volunteers to help people, to teach people how to read and how to speak English for the first time. We rely on volunteers and donations. So if this page wants to load, we're
Yeah, it's not
actually
loading.
doing, yeah, I see that. um, on the actual website, which you can click down in the link, there is an image to, it's called Hudson Valley Gives. That's the event going on right now. And if you click that link and donate through them, a local bank, Mid Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, there it
Oh,
is,
there we go.
Hudson Valley Gives logo. Yeah. So if you click that link, it'll lead to our donate page for Hudson Valley Gives. And every donation will be matched by Mid Hudson Valley Credit Union up to $2,500. So that would be
Oh,
really great for us if you guys have that at the moment. Where's the
where did
Did it
that go?
disappear?
Yeah, it just disappeared. I didn't touch anything.
That's
When I
not good.
when I was clicking these arrows to see if it was one of those
Yeah, it
notifications.
should be.
Oh,
There
there
it
we go.
is.
There we
Okay,
go.
so and if you click it, it should open to the Hudson Valley Gives website.
There we go.
There we go. The literacy connections. There we go. Yeah. So, like I said, we recruit volunteers and train them in order to help teach people how to read or how to speak English for the first time. And like I said, we are entirely grant and donation funded. And right now, if you donate through Hudson Valley Gives, a local bank, the Mid Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, will match donations up to $2,500. And that will very much help us.
That's pretty cool. Cool. And
Yeah.
everything's going okay with Literacy Connections otherwise? Is it going strong at this point?
Yes, yeah, we're getting back to our pre-COVID numbers here. We're starting to get a lot more people, and if you need our services, we're always here. If you want to volunteer, you can absolutely do that. Just you can sign up through our website there that's linked below, or if you know anybody that needs our services, they can feel free to reach out as well.
Okay, cool. And the link for that is in the description below as well. So when you click on the section below, you'll see the NordVPN link, and just below that, it will be the Literacy Connections link, and it will have a description of the same description that Rachel just gave as well. So,
Hmm.
unless did you update? We didn't update that, did we? Everything is still the same.
It
I don't
should
know.
be, yeah.
Okay, cool, cool.
Hmm.
Alrighty. Well, let's check our question from last week.
Oh, and I
Right.
looked it up. That French comment, the word I didn't understand was download. So that person basically wants you to tell them how to download San Andreas without
Oh, okay.
paying for it.
Oh, okay. That's a common English one too. So yeah, sorry, I
Yeah.
can't do that. That's illegal. So I can't do that. So, but we got another comment saying, I can't pronounce the name. Sorry, but say hello, daddies. So hello.
Cool.
Cool.
Hello.
So our question from the last show is, what's your favorite drink? Non-alcoholic water. Overwhelmingly 70%.
That's so
Interesting.
interesting. I mean, I like water too, but I didn't expect it to be that popular. I don't know why.
Last night I was with my girlfriend, and she we went to a small little gas station place, and I'm not supposed to drink sugar, but supposedly I'm allowed to drink diet soda, which doesn't have sugar. So I tried it. I had not
Ew.
had a soft drink in I don't know, probably several years, and
Mhm.
it was a Diet Dr Pepper, and when I drank it, I was like the what do you call it, the salt,
Aspartame?
no, the
Like
seltzer
the
part,
the fizzy.
the
Yeah,
fizz,
okay.
I was like, I
Carbonation.
was overwhelmed by that. It wasn't burning. It was just like I had soda for so long. It's like, oh my God, it just made me jump back. So I'm so used to drinking water without any of that. So it's like,
Right, yeah.
let's see look at let me make sure I got these set up right. Yeah. Let's see, Pepsi or
Pepsi or
Coke?
Coke? I would rather drink clean water, not on water.
Hmm.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. All right.
Cola. 40,000 years have passed and still water is the best drink. Okay.
Yeah.
Coffee. Henny. Sure. Okay. Big fan of water. Love that drink. Coffee lover. When I'm not drinking water, I drink strawberry lemonade. Strawberry lemonade is some real good stuff, especially if you got some like fresh strawberries crushed up in there with a little hint of mint, and a little vodka. But still, strawberry lemonade is great.
Adding a lot to that there, aren't you?
I mean, yeah. Soda, good. Hot chocolate. People who drink water are weird. Okay. And hot chocolate or soda. Some ice cold Dr. Pepper. Water, cold coffee, Coca-Cola, juice, milk, chocolate milk. Oof. No.
You don't like
Especially,
chocolate
oh
milk?
boy. I don't like milk in general.
Oh, okay.
If I'm gonna have milk, it'll be with cereal, or that's pretty much it. And I usually prefer oat milk.
Okay.
Coca-Cola, booze,
Booze.
We went with non-alcoholic drinks, but okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Cold water always fit with every food. Yeah, kind of does. That one, my favorite drink is alcoholic. Another one
Yeah,
for
okay.
vodka. Monster Energy. There you go.
Ah. Have you ever had a Monster? I've seen other
I
people drink
don't
that.
think so. I know I've had a Red Bull before, but I don't think I've ever had a Monster. But like, I mean, I have a vitamin B deficiency and ADHD, so caffeine and B12 that are supposed to like boost your energy like crazy do absolutely nothing for me.
Hmm. I wasn't familiar with Monster until very recently, so
Really?
I've because I don't drink these kind of drinks. I just drink water all the time, so I just
Yeah.
avoid, But, it reminds me of this, I guess, Jolt Cola. Was
Oh,
that
yeah.
I used to remember that was when I was younger, that was like a big thing back,
Well,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't sure if that was still a big thing anymore or not. So,
I don't think
all I
so.
remember is
It's more
all the
Monster and
sugar
Red
and
Bull.
oh, is it? Alright. Yeah, I remember all the
Mhm.
sugar and twice the caffeine they used to prod. So, I
Yeah.
remember they got me with their slogan, so I memorized it, so, uh,
Water, definitely. Also love a Red Bull. Monster Energy, Coke, water, cold water, tea, soda, coffee. Yeah,
big
cool.
what's that last oh, okay. So,
Always
yeah,
drink
these
coffee every day. Tasty.
and I wanna thank everybody. Of course, I would just wanna say Kane and Kiss Best Fan are 2 regular contributors, so but I
Yeah,
always wanna
cool.
thank everybody for participating in that. Anything else you'd like to add to that?
I had something, but I forgot what it was. Oh, Pepsi or Coke. So I'm one of those people that I only like Coke, and when restaurants are like, "Is Pepsi okay?" It's not, because I don't drink soda very often, and if I want a Coke, then that's what I'm gonna drink. And I'm definitely one of those people, and the waiters are always like, "Oh, what?" I'm like, "No, just get me tea then." Because if I'm gonna drink soda, it's gonna be something I like, because I only do it rarely. Or if
Interesting.
I see peach Coke in a grocery store, which is also rare to find. The first time I
Peach
had it
Coke,
was in
oh,
Japan, and I was, like, obsessed with it, and in America, it's called Georgia peach, and you can usually find it mostly in just, like, a 4-pack of glass bottles, which is just kind of ridiculous, but it does taste really good.
hmm. The only thing kind of Coke I was really hooked on well, I like the Coca-Cola Classic flavor, but then there was one
Mm,
called Cherry Coke. I don't know if they still make
mhm.
that anymore.
I think
So,
so. I think they do. They have the new, like, Starship flavors or something, and I haven't tried those, but I think they're diet versions, and, like, diet soda may not have sugar, but it's still just as bad, if not worse for you.
yeah, 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 I've had some old bottles of, laying around, before I got to throw them out, this like, there'd be a little bit of soda left, and you'd see how gooey it would get. It's like, "Oh, that's going into
Mhm.
my body." You're like, "That's disgusting."
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
might taste good, well, sometimes, depending on if you like it or not. It might taste good, but it's not good to go in your system, I think. So that's usually why I just
Yeah.
stick with the water most of the time, so.
Mhm. Yeah, I drink, sparkling water, flavored sparkling water, which I love.
Hmm. I think I've tried that in the past. Maybe I'll try that. I haven't tried that in a while,
I
so.
think we talked about it a little bit, like, I drink the grapefruit bubbly, and I think we pulled up a picture of bubbly last time. We were talking
Oh,
about it
yeah,
a little bit.
that's right, I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Alrighty. Well, do you have well, we discussed a question for this since you're
Yeah,
going to
so
Disney.
since I'm going to Disney this weekend, do you, because my friend whose wedding that we're, going for this weekend, well, we're bachelorette party this weekend, wedding in August. But Disney is like a huge thing for her. She absolutely loves Disney. She worked there for a while. She like her whole house is covered in Disney stuff. Um my boyfriend loves Disney. He's been like a million times and like he loves all that stuff. He almost worked at Disney. Like I just they're, like, super obsessed, and I call them Disney cultists. I don't know if we wanna put a question of, like, "Are you a Disney cultist?" But they don't mind me calling them that because 'cause they're like, "Yeah, it's awesome." So,
Okay.
but I don't care one way or the other about Disney. So,
Disney
I wonder how
cultist.
many people, like, are that obsessed with it. It's just so crazy to me. And like I know a few other people that have worked there. Like I have one friend, she's from Scotland and she worked at the Scotland part of Epcot. And she loved it too. And it's just I don't know, it just doesn't do anything for me. And I remember when we were younger, like my cousin had family in Florida and we didn't, and she would go to Disney. And I learned when I was like after I graduated high school that my dad was always upset that he never was able to afford to take us to Disney. And like apparently it was something that like really upset him. And I had no idea. And like I never once was upset that we didn't go to Disney World. Like it was never something, even as a little kid, that I was like, "Oh my God, we don't get to go to Disney." Like it just didn't, I don't know, it never caught me like that.
Yeah, I've never been obsessed with Disney ever in my life. The only,
Yeah.
in fact, you tell me, I do when I was a kid though, I did like to go to the local theme parks here in Virginia. That was Kings
Hmm.
Dominion and Busch Gardens. Well, they're not even that local, but it's still like
Yeah.
a day long trip kind of
Now,
thing to
Busch
go to that.
Gardens, I know. King's Dominion sounds like a trucking company to me, to be honest.
There used to be a whole bunch of them. They're I think it's now owned by Paramount. But there used to be like Kings Dominion.
Oh,
There's one called Kings Island. They were in different parts of the country, so it's not as big as say Busch Gardens would be. So or
okay.
Disney Spice, but
Right.
but it's pretty big. It's relatively it's not when you walk into it, it's definitely not a small theme park. It's pretty big. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
and so I
Yeah,
said,
so
are you a Disney cultist? Do you like going to the Disney theme parks? Just to clarify, is that what?
yeah. Yeah, that
Okay.
works.
Okay, so I guess we leave yes, no,
Absolutely.
anything?
Let's go. We can go with absolutely yes because those people are crazy.
Okay. So, all right. Absolutely.
There you go.
Yes. I'll put
Or,
oops, I missed that. Let's do
yeah.
there we go. There, that's right.
No,
Maybe hell
uh,
no.
yeah, we can go extremes. And then we can go with, I don't know, what's neutral, apathetic?
Apathetic.
Being
That's a
apathetic about Disney, I don't
that,
know.
no.
I think it's an
Apathetic.
E.
So AP, you have to get me on this one. I forget. Sorry, that's my bad. I need.
Yeah,
I mean,
APATHE.
okay. APATHE. That it?
Yeah,
That tick. Okay.
yeah.
Very good. Okay. Thank you. I
And yeah, I don't know, add your own, I guess.
what's that? I'm sorry.
Add your own or something, because those are
Oh,
basically the
you're
3 options.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
apathetic, they could take it or leave it. Absolutely and hell no, kind of it's self-explanatory.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm sure people will comment their other favorite parks and stuff.
Put that in there. Take care of this. So people. There we go. Just to clarify a little. There you
Yeah.
go. I'm sorry. What was the last one again?
Um, I mean, I guess basically just comment on like, or maybe tell people to say where they would rather go than Disney. Maybe a park or a theme park or something that they like
Oh, another
better,
theme park,
or I don't
maybe.
know. Yeah,
Okay.
because I am fairly apathetic when it comes to Disney. I would always choose Universal. Yeah, that's a good way to phrase that. Um, but I mean, Epcot
Cool.
is gonna be cool, so I'm kind of excited about Epcot. Um, and, I've only been to Animal Kingdom once, but that was cool. But honestly, the only part I remember was the safari and the tree. The tree was pretty cool, but again, made of plastic, so, you know. But again, I guess you can't really have a giant real tree that you carve all the Disney characters into, so probably wouldn't work.
Okay. So I like and maybe I don't know I mean just I don't care altogether. Oh, that's kind of
I mean,
apathetic, I guess.
apathetic is, yeah, don't
Yes.
care one way
Okay,
or
we
the
just
other.
leave it. We don't need to do all five. So does that look
Yeah,
good?
that works. Yeah.
All right. There we go. So we post that. So we'll come back to that later. All
Okay.
right. Let me bring this down. So our show today is episode 5 of Ted Lasso.
Yeah, we're
Um,
getting through this show.
and we finally get to meet in this episode. We finally get to meet Ted Lasso's wife, right? This is the now he
Oh,
talked to her,
yes.
but we never
We've
actually got the chance to hear
Yeah,
her or see
we've
her.
right. We've had her on the phone. He's talked to her on the phone, and we've heard
Right.
his side of their conversations. Yes.
Right. And we also get to see a little bit expanding of if you forgive me on the names, I'm not remembering all their names still. So the woman here that's the model,
Keely.
she she broke up last week with our last episode with
Jamie.
oh, Jamie, thank you, Jamie. And it was like it gives this illusion like maybe she's coming back, but no, it's because it's purely business because they still work
Yes.
together, which is
Yes.
kind of strange. I don't know. I
Well,
mean,
she set up this whole thing for him while they were dating. So, she basically set up an endorsement deal so he can endorse a certain kind of beer. And she set it up and she gets 10% of the money that he's making for this. So she's not just going to drop him because a celebrity
hmm,
endorsement deal is probably worth a good chunk of money, even just 10%.
okay, that's why I didn't catch it because yeah, I would think if it would, I didn't realize it was the money. There would be a money factor there. That would make more sense because
Mhm.
I would think you would just want to get away. And even when she walks in, she says, "Oh, she can't believe that he's already with another person, another woman." And she's like, "It takes me months just to
Yeah,
whether decide
usually it
whether or
takes
not she."
me Yeah, usually it takes me months to figure out, to really move on, and you've done that just now. And he goes, "Well, you're welcome." And she's like, "Wait, what?" Because she was obviously being facetious, and he's like, "You said that I helped you." And she's like so incredulous because he's just so thick, and I know it's bad, but I love him. And she's like, and he's like, "Did you mean it?" And she's like, Yeah." And he goes, "Well, then you're welcome." I like
Yeah.
to make people feel good. And she's like, yeah, he does." And I
And
like
then
that
the other,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying the woman that he's dating is a big fan of hers, which adds kind
Yeah.
of a
Well,
weirdness to
not
it for me.
dating. They broke up literally yesterday. He just took a random girl home with him.
Oh, right, okay, yes.
Yeah, so it's literally been like not even a day. And like I like how they tried to make his apartment seem like his apartment because behind Keely you can see like some action figures and stuff, but at the same time like this whole like house is like too clean for what I imagine Jamie to be like in real life.
Yeah, yeah. A little disorganized, things all over the place. So, but then again, he is a famous player. Maybe he has someone that comes in and takes care of it for him or something. I know.
True. Yeah, I'm sure he does. Yeah. And it also looks like he has a framed photo of himself on the shelf as well.
Oh, back there. Oh, really? Let
Yeah,
me see.
yeah. I don't know if you can, scrub back a
So
little bit.
it's hard to scroll through there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. See, look
that's
behind her. It looks like that. Looks like it could be a framed photo of himself. It could be somebody else, but I don't know.
it's yeah, it's hard to tell. Yeah. So we did skip ahead, and I meant that we did with the whole intro
Yeah.
thing where I meant to go here. So, we go over here. Jump. Okay. So, we get to see his family. I forget the guy's name. This is his
Yes.
family. The first time
Higgins. Higgins.
Higgins.
Yep.
And this is the first time we meet his wife too, correct? I don't remember seeing
Yes.
her before.
Yep.
Okay.
This is the first time we meet his wife, and that's actually his wife in real life.
Oh, that's interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And he mentions later we see his 5 kids, and then
Hmm.
later on he mentions he has 5 kids to Ted as well.
Yeah.
So
Well, we see four of them. The fifth one is older.
oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. I wasn't counting. So okay,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to log in on that. There we go. There we go. The
Yeah.
4 kids right there. So
Yeah, one of them is older. You meet him later, but yeah.
okay. And is Ted? What does he say to Ted? I forget what. I know
He's
Ted
just
bumped his
says
head here,
good
but
morning, and Ted turns to say good morning, just smash,
I should say yes.
which is just fantastic.
Now the conversation. There was something that was said here that was I can't remember. I know it's kind of funny, but it's I don't remember. Refresh me about this scene here.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, they're talking about he was like distracted because his family is coming into town and he doesn't usually talk about it, but him and his wife are having some marital issues. And she's like, oh, are you sharing all of this with me because I opened up to you yesterday? And he goes, yep. And he's like, I bet you love it that we're getting closer. And and then she's like, I do. Oh, right, because he says they went to therapy and stuff, and they were talking about like how to be open with each other. So they would use the code word Oklahoma to like, get the other person to like tell the straight out truth, even if it might hurt the other person's feelings. And she is like, and then they're talking about how, is this sharing of feelings because I opened up to you about my ex yesterday? And he goes, yes. And I bet you like that we're getting closer. And she's like, yeah, I do. And he goes, Oklahoma. And she's like, I do not.
yeah, that's the line. That's what I can remember what I wanted to do. Thank you. So
Mhm.
and so we get the intro. Okay, so we can. There was nothing else to add to this scene, if I remember correctly.
No,
So we
not
can
really.
get back here. Go past this. All right. So, okay. Okay. I watched this just before we went, and I don't remember what was going on specifically. That was
Oh, yeah.
anywhere.
So they're trying to, they're just doing a practice drill, and Jamie is trying to score, and Sam's wide open, and Jamie's not passing to him at all. And Ted's like, well, he's going to stop until you pass the ball and get this right. And then he sees his family and he says, practice canceled, and runs away.
So
And as
Jamie's
he's,
basically. I'm
pardon,
sorry.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead. You
Okay.
first.
I was gonna say Jamie basically is trying to steal the show.
He
Essentially, is that
always
right?
is. He likes to be center of attention. He thinks he's the best at everything ever, and that's how he kind of treats it.
Okay. And because later on in the episode, he gets pulled out of the game. So
Mhm.
that there's,
Yeah.
and I assume it's because of that ego. He's just trying to. Was that one of
Yeah,
the reason
he's
why?
trying to like yeah, he's trying to get him to like play nicely with others basically.
Let me get this. There we go. So, and jumping back to this scene, this is his wife. The first time we get to see his wife. I figured it
Yes.
was. He didn't say anything, but because based on the fact that he's hugging the kid and everything, I figured it was his wife and
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah, it
So,
is because he said that he's excited, he's waiting on his family to come back and come to town, and this kind of stuff.
and the thing about it is, he's seems to be under the impression that they're going to resolve their differences, but the wife is like,
Mhm.
no, that this everything's
Yeah,
over.
she's not. She's just she basically fell out of love with him, and she's trying to convince herself like this is what marriage is. You settle into routine, it's fine. She's just not happy.
Right. And I guess without giving too much away, is she like a regular character on the
Mm,
show? Or is it
no, I mean like you see them FaceTime and stuff with Henry, but not really.
okay? Okay.
Yeah, and
So,
Henry's obviously his son.
and is Henry come back too, or is he like just
I
this
mean
is
he FaceTimes with him and stuff, but
okay.
yeah,
All right?
because he's going to he's in school in the US and they live here. And
And
Ted's working here.
you can tell that Ted really loves his son and is very
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, he
He's very much
does.
very happy to see his son. That was very
Yeah,
obvious.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
So,
So,
yeah,
oh,
now this is
this is
yeah.
the promotional deal that was set up for Jamie, right? They
Yeah,
were talking
so
about.
she set this up, so she's getting commission on his deal here. And Rebecca's like, "No offense, but are you back with that guy?" And Jane and Keely's like, "No, but I love it that you care." And then this is where she says, "I set this whole thing up. I get 10%," which is why she's still working with him.
Right. And he's drunk or something, right? Is he
Well,
drunk?
he's not drunk. He's just an idiot.
Oh, he's just being an idiot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So,
And he says that his tattoo on his arm is Chinese for the word arm. I looked it up and it's not, but he just
oh.
it's really funny. And then he's just playing around with the beer. He takes a drink of it and then he puts it on his forehead and says he's a brunicorn. There you go.
There we go.
And then he's holding the beer and he tells it his beer bee. And yeah, it's not going great. But then Rebecca's like, "Do you think you would want to do some more PR work for some of the other players?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't want you to offer me a job just because I was nice to you in the bathroom." And Rebecca's like, "Men offer each other jobs in bathrooms all the time." And Keely turns it into a sex joke. And then she accepts the opportunity.
So yeah. All right. So this is we get more talent. We walk in and there's like, oh yeah,
Yes.
these people call him. They call him wanker. They call him
PB&J.
something.
Yeah,
Okay.
when are you gonna win a game? I always feel weird, like, are we allowed to curse? But we do occasionally, and they do in the show too. So like, when are you gonna win a game? You fucking like wanker is what he says,
Yeah.
and then the two come in behind him, and he's like, "I'd like to introduce you to my wife," and he switches gears immediately. Absolute pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Lasso, and she's like, "Good save, nice recovery."
I like how I like that she said the good same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah. And
he's
then
coming.
Meg gives them the darts, and they're kind of talking a little bit. It's kind of awkward, but not too bad. And
Mhm.
then he comes back from playing darts, and he
It
he
turns out
hit him in the
the
arm.
dart. Yeah, the little kid. Just because we skipped over the part where we had the darts. But yeah, the kid was
Yeah.
playing darts. Accidentally hit this poor guy in the arm there. Is he a regular? He's not a regular person. This guy is just some random character,
These
right?
no, he is. Him, the guy that's flicking the thing, and the other one, they're Paul, Bez, and Jeremy. They're like the resident like bar fans. So like
Oh,
anytime we
okay.
need fan reaction, it's those three that we get,
Okay.
fan reactions, plus the bartender, May. Um
To put a dart in someone's arm, that would take a lot of force to go that deep in, I think. So,
yeah.
but it's still pretty funny though. So and then he's I forget his name now. Sorry, what's his name? Team
Roy.
captain Roy. Thank you, Roy. So
hmm
Roy's like, well,
yeah,
explain it.
he's like, I can't believe that you're here, you're like still, that you're seeing this guy, he's such a jerk and like all this stuff. And Keely just is like, we're not together. We're working together actually. I dumped him but feel free to weigh in on aspects of my life. And Roy's like, oh, well, I didn't know that. And she's like, yeah, I'll text you every time I make a decision. And then as
Yeah,
she's
this
walking
does
away,
that.
she does that. And I love that he's like kind of shakes his head and he doesn't know what to do with himself and he just says, yes. Like,
No, why would he have text messages with her? I mean, they're not really friends or anything, are they? Or just I guess they
I
could be
don't
friends.
know. I never really thought about it too much. Yeah. I mean, she's around a
She's
lot,
not
so
really
it's
part of
interesting that
the
they have each other's numbers saved in their phones. So, but
yeah,
I mean, I guess for convenience of that
for the
scene.
plot, I guess you could say, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
we
now
have
they're doing some Lego building of a double-decker bus.
and then she says, "Would you like to go on a real double-decker bus?" And
He's like, after we finish,
yeah,
kind of a field of dreams paradigm, build it and then you can ride it.
uh-huh.
And then they do the whole,
And
and then
oh yeah, they're
Ted's
sleeping
like,
in
they're
bed.
asleep in here, and Ted's like really happy. He's got his wife, he's got his son, he's got his, team. Everything's perfect in that moment.
Hmm. And oh, there's a picture of her. Actually, I missed that when I was watching this. Okay,
Yeah, with her from the first thing that she was in the lion panda debate. Caffeinated vodka.
and everyone's still calling him wank. Oh, but it was
This old man, yeah.
yeah. So and so he gets back.
Gives him a
Oh, is that
scone. Yeah.
he explained them the difference between like in the United Kingdom or
Yeah,
but
it's
I
kind of like a muffin, except it dries all the spit out of your mouth.
yeah. And he
Which, I
also
mean,
said something about it. And here they call chips. I forget what he
yeah.
oh,
Let's see. French fries are called chips. Chips are called crisps, and bangers aren't great song, but they do taste really good.
yeah, that's yeah, I
Bangers
can't
are
remember the
sausages, and yeah,
okay. So she's sad because oh, okay, is
yeah. This
why
is
was she
where
crying? I
she's
know he got really concerned when he saw her crying.
right, yeah, and then she tried to, like, pass it off as jet lag, but he said their truth word, Oklahoma, and she says, "Every day I wake up hoping I'll feel the way that I used to in the beginning," and then she says, "I'll keep trying, you know I will." And he's just kind of breaks him a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
So and over here, and then the other coach. What's his name again? It's just what's the other guy's name?
Coach Beard.
Beer, Coach Beer. Thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
Coach Beard.
he doesn't believe in marriage. He just believes in short term. I guess short term relationships. So,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
and
Spend more than 5 minutes on one, then it's too much. Like
yeah.
cooking steak, which makes me
Oh, you there?
today, but I don't have any, so can't have that.
No, you cut off.
Anyway, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I hear you now. You cut.
Oh, sorry. I just went on a random thing in my head of that now I want steak, but I don't have steak, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, so now he's, talking to them about his little issues and relationships, and then Higgins comes in, and he asks Higgins about his relationship with his wife, and he says they have 5 boys, 2 dogs, and a dying cat whose impending death will crush me emotionally.
Yeah, 20, don't forget, it's a 20-year-old cat, if I remember
20-year-old
correctly.
cat, yes, a 20-year-old cat whose impending death will crush me emotionally. Yeah.
And why did Beard have his phone? What and I know
Oh,
there
he
was
found it somewhere. I don't know where, but the fact that he like deleted apps to optimize space, like
yeah,
that
no.
feels like a privacy issue to me. Like I would not want somebody else to go through my phone and delete anything.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. And he goes, "Oh, I guess I don't have to deal with that. I didn't really need whatever game it
Yeah,
was, I think."
packing ships or something. I don't know. He's like,
Yeah.
not packing ships, I hope. Oh well, I spent too much time on that game anyway. He was way too chill about that. Like way too
Yeah.
chill. I think maybe he left it at the party or something. I don't know.
Well,
But
even if
yeah.
he deleted it, you could probably just get it ba well, I don't know
Yeah.
if that's an iPhone. I know
I
on
mean, you
Android, you
can,
just
but
get
like some games, like I have this one bubble pop game that I play, like anytime I get a new phone, it resets, it doesn't save your game progress, or like I have a Mario game, also doesn't save your progress and you have to start over, which kind of annoying. Some games I have will definitely save your progress and not make you start over from the beginning when you get a new phone, but some do.
okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah, that's right. I didn't think of that. So yeah, I
yeah.
can't believe it. So, all right. So we're moving along here. This is where he's describing his life with his wife. They're
Yeah,
like 30 years of marriage or something like that, or close
yeah,
to
I
that.
think something like that. Let's see. Yeah, they've been together for a long time. Um, let's see. Where is it? But
The
yeah, they've been together for a really long time, and they are just 5, yeah, like you said, 5 boys. I don't remember how long they said that they've been together.
mhm. So it was up there. It was long.
Yeah,
It was a long
28
time.
years. Yeah.
So close. So it was a little less than 30 years, but yeah,
And
close.
one small house that manages to fit us all in it. And says, and then Ted's like, I assume y'all have had your fair share of hard times. And he's like, did you not hear about the 5 boys, tiny house, dying cat part? Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
that's
like,
pretty
that's
funny.
the thing, though, isn't it? If you're with the right person, even the hard times are easy.
Right.
And
So
yeah.
we
Mhm.
come over here. Now the the no, go ahead and describe this scene right here. So I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah,
I don't
he's
remember
talking to
what happens.
Jamie, and he's like, like you're kind of pushing all the wrong buttons. He didn't put his hand in for the group, chant thing, and let's go Richmond, and he didn't do any of it, and he just says, like this team is tragic, and I score all the goals. I'm the only one they come to see. So I'm just going to do whatever I want, and it doesn't matter what you say, because the crowd's just going to cheer my name after they score a goal. And Ted is not in a great mood because of all the stuff with his wife, and it seems like he's about to lay into Jamie a bit. And
Yeah,
then
yeah. This is the
his
first time I
son
ever
comes in.
upset. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
No, go ahead.
Mm. I was gonna say it's the first time I saw Ted actually start to get angry. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and he stops. So,
Yeah, because his son comes in and Jamie signs the T-shirt for him, or the jersey or whatever. Yeah.
right. And I was like, wow, he's actually getting angry because he's always like easygoing, and it's like, whoops. It's like, yeah. So
Yeah.
I didn't put two to two. I didn't put that together there. I didn't realize. Of course, it's his wife. I wasn't even thinking. So,
Yeah.
but so and yeah. So there's the kid. He signs the
Yeah.
shirt. I didn't. We don't have
Yeah.
to see that. But yeah, he
Mhm.
signs the shirt for him. These are the
Yeah, and
two
these
fans.
guys are like, yeah, there's the 3 guys here, and they're like, "Oh, this guy sucks," and Paul, who's the tall one there, he's like, "Nice family, though," and they're like, "Damn it, Paul, don't humanize him."
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
And this is where he makes the controversial decision to pull him out, right? This
Yeah,
point?
in a minute, yeah, because he's
Okay.
like he scores a goal, and then instead of doing anything logical, he starts pointing at his own jersey and yelling, "Me, me," because that's all he cares about. And Ted's like, "What is he saying?" And Nate is like, "He's saying me," and Ted's like, "Oh, that makes more sense. I thought he was yelling meat."
Oh, and
But yeah. So
so
then Sam gets hurt. Jamie doesn't seem to give a crap that Sam got hurt. And then Roy's like, "You got to check on your teammate." And then he basically just kind of shoves Sam over. And that's when him and Roy get into a bit of a scuffle.
this has really nothing to. I used to play soccer. I wasn't really good at it, but my parents
Hmm.
forced me to play soccer as a kid. But
Yeah.
do remember the coach telling me that if you ever got hurt, regardless, he said, just immediately lay down on the field. That's what he used to say.
Hmm.
So, and that's that way
Interesting.
the referees would see that and know to stop everything. So
Hmm.
not basically you're not supposed to yell I'm hurt or anything. Just lay down to that's the key indication know that you're hurt in some way. So.
Oh,
But
interesting. Okay.
so when I saw that, just reminded me of that when I was playing soccer. So, uh,
Okay. And then, yeah, he just kind of shoves Sam over, and that kind of starts an altercation, and they get a penalty card for that.
yeah,
Because, yeah, you can't do that. That's not right.
right. And then Jamie's like, he says you can tell by his response, like he doesn't feel like he should be the one that got the card or
Oh gosh,
anything.
no, no. He thinks
Right.
that's, yeah. But they're on the same team, so, and then he goes to help him up, and Sam's like, "Honestly, it doesn't even hurt anymore, but everybody was making such a fuss, I thought I should just stay down." And then he goes to stand up, and Roy's like, "No, wait, hold on. You're gonna get up slowly, limp a little bit, and then make a gesture like you can bravely go on." And
Yeah.
that's what he does.
Yeah. So, and yeah, we go over here. Let's get past. There's one limping
Yeah.
off there. So let's see, as the game goes on, it gets to the point where he's
Yeah, makes another
we
goal, and now Ted
he
is
makes
not happy.
oh yeah, that's right. He had to talk to her. I forgot her
Rebecca,
name.
yeah,
Rebecca. Yeah.
he thinks he does, but, like, because this is one of the, like, the big first major kind of decisions he's making as a coach, and it's, like, not, like, an obvious one, so he runs up the stairs, and I love the commentators that are like, "He's not slowing down on those stairs, that's some impressive cardio from Ted Lasso."
Yeah.
And
And
she's thinking this is gonna go great and look terrible for him, and do whatever you want.
yeah, yeah, because it's like she wants everything to fail. So
Yeah. Which you
yeah,
often
so
forget when you're watching it, but it's like, yeah, that's what she wants. That's what she's after.
right, and so
Yeah.
that's why she just immediately agrees with him because
Yeah.
that's so he comes in
Yeah.
and basically pulls Jamie off and
Pulls
puts
Jamie off and puts, yeah, somebody else on. And
yeah,
then the whole of everybody is starting to chant wanker.
and that's the guy that we saw earlier that was
Yeah,
calling him
yeah.
one.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so
And he's
and it's
trying to, like, talk about it, which the thing I don't get is, like, I guess Ted was trying to make a statement, but if it's halftime, just let it be halftime and then not put Jamie on for the second half, you know? Like, I mean, I guess it makes more of a statement to pull him, but I'm wondering if there's some sort of soccer football rule that I don't know where you have to do it on the field like that, because
That's a good question.
yeah,
Yeah,
because the buzzer literally hits halftime and they all go back in the things and then Jamie doesn't come back out, but like could they not have just told him he's not going on for the second half anyway? Like I'm wondering if there's some sort of rule that I don't know, or if I don't know. Ted,
I do
because
remember when
Ted's
they
not
would.
one for dramatics, but I don't know.
I don't remember all the detail rules when I was playing, but I do remember if they would sub, they would the coach would yell at ref sub, and they would
Right.
pause the game to let them switch them around. But
Hmm.
that's all I remember. So I don't know if there. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know if there's any significance either. So,
Yeah.
but
Well, if anybody knows more about football than we do, let us know.
so the
Yeah, and then he's
was
talking here, his whole speech. Let's see, where is it? I have it here. We got ourselves a tied game. Nice work, fellas, but we're broken. We need to change. And look, I know change can be scary. 1 minute you're playing freeze tag with your buddies out there at recess. The next thing you know, you're getting zicks and your voice gets low. And every time your art teacher, Miss Scanlon, leans over your desk to check how you see your projects going, you feel all squiggly inside. And everybody laughs. And he talks about how pretty she was. First time I ever saw tan lines. And that's the title of the episode is Tan Lines. Most of the time, change is good. Now, I think that's what it's all about, embracing change, being brave, doing whatever you have to so that everyone in your life can move forward with theirs, because maybe it's the only way you can truly help her be happy. And then there's this
yeah
weird,
yeah.
awkward pause, and he says, obviously, by her, I'm referring to Lady Football. And I love, like, most of the guys are like, okay, cool. Roy gives him a bit of an incredulous look, and Beard is also a little bit of incredulous. Because, like,
Mhm.
most of the guys seem to be, like, accepting that that's what he meant. But you can see Roy and Beard are both not buying that even slightly.
Right, and the Ted starts to cry a little bit too, right? He's
Yeah,
a
he
little
gets
bit
a little
weird. Yeah,
emotional. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right.
And then he's like, listen close to what I'm about to say right now. And then he goes out and he smacks the believe sign.
Uh,
And here we are in the second half, and boom, they got the goal, and they're winning, and
I love how
yeah,
the
that
drinks are going
everybody's
over them.
yeah,
I love that.
because they take football very seriously.
Uh-huh.
And
And
everybody's happy. Everybody's happy, and except for
except for her.
Rebecca. Yeah. Um, and I guess that was the end. Oh yeah, and then he jumps right up on him like that to hug him. And later he gives him a framed photo of that moment of him jumping on him like that.
Oh, does it? Okay, I missed that. Okay. That's
Yeah.
sure. And so the team is everyone's going yanker, wanker, wanker, and but they're doing. He says he's
Yeah,
putting.
but
They're doing it in a
it's in a good
positive.
way. Yeah, yeah. And she's like, same word, ain't it? And Coach Beard is like, yeah, but different. And this is one of my mom's favorite moments in the whole show, and I'm not sure why. It's a great moment. And that Ted's like, yeah, kind of like back in the 80s when bad meant good, right? And Beard's like, who was president back then? And Ted looks at him like, what are you crazy? Ronald Reagan. And then he's like, Ronald Reagan, the actor? Like, Doc Brown in Back to the Future. And
Right.
Ted's like, oh man, I love it when you do Doc Brown. You walked me right into that one.
That's
Yeah.
it. And okay, see, we got his son here.
Yeah.
Happy.
Gets him on there. Yeah. And now him and his wife are having that bit of an emotional moment here, which is paired
Mhm.
with Keely and Roy, which I like. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
mhm.
Go ahead. Yeah, because that's done very well. Yeah, because they talk about how we first met, and but you think they're gonna
Yeah.
show them first meeting, but
Met
it's the
back at
other.
school. Yeah, us being the only 2 people in that big old parking lot at the exact same time, and then it cuts to Roy and Keely in a parking lot, an empty parking lot, just the 2 of them. And he kind of basically just appears and she jumps and he goes, "Oh, did I scare you?" And she goes, "Yeah, you snuck up on a woman in a parking lot at night. Well done, Roy." He goes, "Oh, sorry." And he says, I'm an idiot, and I was also an idiot yesterday. And she's like, it's okay. And he says good night, and she says good night. So it's kind of like a little bit of a thing there. And then,
Mhm.
they're talking about their relationship here, and he wishes he could do something, anything that to make her happy. But he can't. He doesn't have, that's out of his control, and he doesn't know what to do about it. So he's telling her she doesn't have to try anymore to be in love with him. He's fine if she just lets go, and he's going to let her go. And then he gets upset because he said, I promised myself I would never quit anything in my life. And that's when she says, you're not quitting, Ted. You're just letting me go.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly. Well, just I'm just reiterating what she said there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so and then that's when they leave, and we don't see them anymore, at least for this episode. So
Hmm.
you said they show up, but not like in as any kind of major point
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and he's sad. He's walking away,
And
and
then
I forget
Beard
what
brings
Beard
him a beer. Coach
and
Beard. Yep.
what did they say anything here? Those
No, they didn't say anything at all. And then the old guy does walk by. Great. I think he does walk by and says, yeah, oi, wanker, good job tonight.
yeah.
And Ted's like, thank you, sir. We might be turning this thing around.
Yeah. So, all right, that's the end of episode number 5. It
Yes,
was
it
called
is. Tan
what was it?
lines.
Tan lines. Thank you, thank you. I was trying
Hmm.
to remember that. Yeah. So tan lines. As far as since you've seen the first 2 seasons, correct?
Hmm.
The so as far as relevance to the rest of the show, I probably asked this.
Extremely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because this is the whole thing. We get all more in depth on him and his wife. This is where they're officially, not trying anymore. It's not a break. It's not a pause. This is the end. They're done. Yeah.
And so then he's coach is really sad. I'm sorry, not coach. Yeah, we'll call Ted.
Yeah.
Let's just call him
Ted.
Ted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and Beard is he's just there to help him out.
Yeah. He's just, emotional support friend kind of a thing where it's kind of, he doesn't want to be alone, but he probably doesn't want to talk about it. And, like, I feel like Beard is basically a manifestation of his brain, basically, like of Ted's brain, like they don't have to talk about anything. They just completely get each other, and they're like, and he just knows that he just needs somebody to sit there with him and
Does
drink.
Beard ever become? I'm sorry, I cut you off. What was the last part?
Oh, I just said be there for him and drink.
Okay, and drink. Okay. Does Beard ever become more significant? He seems to be more like a character that other ones bounce. He bounces off the other characters, kind of. I don't know.
I
It doesn't seem to
mean,
be very significant a lot of times. He's just there.
kind of. He's my favorite character. He I think I don't know, he comes a little bit more into his own thing. Um, but I just kind of like him for what he is, like he never tries to be anything that he's not. He always, pulls things straight with Ted. You'll see in a few episodes, like he doesn't always just bow to whatever Ted wants. He's he I don't know, he's straightforward. He knows what he wants mostly, except when it comes to Jane, but that's a whole other thing. And I don't know,
Does he ever? Is
he's
there
fairly
any?
significant. Yeah. There's
Yeah, yeah.
one episode
This
that
is
revolves completely around him in the second
that.
season.
That's what I was going to ask if there's any
Yeah.
episodes that focus because it doesn't seem we're focusing on him so far. It just seems like he's
Yeah.
just there, but he's not really. He's significant, but not as he just seems like a secondary person versus the other
Right.
secondary character to me so far. It seems like
Yeah.
we're not
I
utilizing him to
mean,
his fullest.
mhm.
That's what I'm leading up
Yeah,
to.
he's
So
kind of like, I don't know if you want to call him Ted's conscience or something. He's basically like, Ted would never be able to do any of this if it weren't for Beard. Beard is more of like tactical. He's more of like, he gets a lot more of that kind of stuff. Like he reads through all of the soccer books. Ted's more about people. And like Ted still, even in later season, like in season 2, or maybe that is later in season, no, it's definitely season 2, where he still doesn't understand all of the rules to the game. Beard understands all of that. For Ted, it's more about coaching them as people rather than specifically in the sport of soccer. You know, like he's trying to nurture them to be the best versions of themselves, and which he says to the reporter in one of the previous episodes. He wants them to be the best version of themselves on and off the field, and like he's trying to encourage them in that specific kind of a way where they'll be the best version of themselves as a soccer player. And so he doesn't have as much tactical knowledge as Beard does. So like he really needs that from him. He also needs somebody that, calls him out on his stuff, because he's still the new guy. He's still, coach to all of the guys. So they're not going to try and, they don't rock the boat as much, and stuff like that. And Beard kind of just takes care of all of the background stuff so Ted can focus on nurturing the relationships and making the players the best versions of themselves. Beard kind of takes care of all of the background stuff. So if he didn't have that, he would never be able to do his job. And Beard isn't resentful of that position that he has. He embraces it. That's what he does. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's but yeah, from my perspective, it's only 5 episodes in, and he doesn't seem to be as I think I made my point. So yeah. I appreciate the explanation there, so it helps. So cool. All right. Yeah. And as far as aside the significance of this episode, how would you rate it as far as like your favorite out of the whole series? Would you say it's better than others? Would you say it's
average? It's definitely, I mean, all of them are just so great. The episodes are just so great, and it's hard to like put it in one being more important than the other, because this is going to be a show that's total 3 seasons. So I'm pretty sure season 3 is the end. That's what they're intending. So with shows that are short like this, they have the story that they want to tell. So there's nothing that is in any of the episodes, or there are no episodes that are just filler that are thrown in for no reason. There's, it's all very important plot wise, because especially with this one, with how, we learn the ins and outs of their relationship and what's going on, and this is the full break and stuff like that. And so I think all of them are honestly fairly equally important. And I do say that, none of the episodes are fillers, but actually in season 2, they originally wrote 10 episodes like season 1, and Apple ordered 2 extra ones. And one of them is a Christmas episode, which still has a lot of really important information. And then the other one is the episode centered around Coach Beard, which is honestly, so it's a really bizarre episode because Beard is kind of a bizarre person. So a lot of people watching that episode hate it at first, because it's kind of weird. It doesn't follow the track of everything else. It's just one night with Beard, and it just goes through all of his, issues, his mental health issues, his life, what he does when he's not being Coach Beard on the pitch. And it takes people, usually you have to watch it twice to really appreciate it, because it's just such a diversion, but like it gives you such a really good insight to his life and the way he thinks. And he is my favorite character, so I really love that episode. But people are there's no complete consensus. Some people love it and some people hate it. And I think if people understood more that it's not just a random, they needed an extra episode, so they did random stuff that doesn't mean anything. It really still does have a lot of meaning, and it gives a lot of insight into his, frame of mind and his mental health struggles, because we go a lot in with Ted's and, a few other guys and stuff. And it just this gives us a way to see Beards as well. So that was a whole rant thing. But anyway, I kind of like sidelined on your question. So I think all of the episodes are pretty equally important, is my main point of that whole rambling thing.
Okay. And essentially, getting back to my question, it's the writing is. I probably said this before as well. It's pretty consistent all the way through. It seems like.
Yes. Yeah, it really is.
So, okay. And I agree. The shows, I would say, I can't. All the first five, I can't pick a favorite. So they are all pretty consistent. It's a
Yeah.
continuing story. It just keeps on going, which is really good. Really done well. So I agree. I've not seen an episode I don't like yet, and it definitely makes me want to watch more. I even recommended this to my dad, but he's like, okay, and he just kind of brushed it off. So I don't think he's gonna watch it, but we'll
Oh,
see.
okay.
Uh, but yeah, I usually don't recommend shows, but this was one I said I saw the show is pretty good, so maybe you'd like to watch it. So,
Hmm.
but as far as anything else, is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap this up?
No, I don't think so. Except
Okay.
the next episode we meet a new character, and I love him. But I like all of
Oh,
them, so
okay.
it's really hard to. He's yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll find out. I guess with two episodes from our show, two more shows from ours, we'll find out what that is. So,
Yes.
all right, and let's go back to our question from earlier. Not only 42 votes so far, so
Mm.
well, not as much as we usually get, but it's not too bad either. Are you a Disney cultist? Absolutely, yes. 62%.
62%. Hell no. We got
Votes in the hell no.
17. Apathetic of 12, 10, and I like others at 12. Hmm.
And just somebody saying, "Heck
And
yeah!"
heck yeah. There you go.
So interesting. I've never like you and I both seem to be the same. We don't really think Disney is that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So
I think we're both in the
and
apathetic camp.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I were to someone were to say, "Would you want to go?" I'd probably say, maybe. I don't know. It's like
Hmm. To
but
me,
I'd
it
probably
wouldn't
be.
be worth the money for that the amount of money it would take to go to Disney, to purchase tickets to get in, to buy all of the food. I could do something so much more interesting. I could probably go to another country for that amount of money. Like,
Oh, it's
there's
true.
just so many more interesting things you can do with the amount of money it would take to go to Disney World.
Right. And I think we were discussing this earlier about Disneyland. I think that's
Oh, yeah.
significant. I think it's much smaller.
I
I
think
mean,
so
I don't know. Maybe
too.
but
Pretty sure it is, but
the interesting thing about Disneyland is that it's actually the original one. Disney World was
right.
actually the one that came second. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
but
But
yeah, yeah. If so, like if someone were to say you want to go, I'd probably start saying, well, it's so far away. I try to make excuses as to why I don't want to go
yeah,
so far. So
yeah.
I'd say, well, we could go to King's, like I mentioned the park King's Dominion, which is like maybe I live much closer than I did when I was a kid, so maybe at the most maybe 45 minutes away. So
Mhm.
I'd be like, oh, why don't we just go there instead or something. So
Yeah,
and even
yeah.
Busch Gardens is much closer. The Virginia version of Busch Gardens is much closer. So for me,
Mhm.
why don't
Yeah,
we just go there because that's so. But
right.
anyway, it's each his own. People are into it, and maybe the kids
Mhm.
like it more. And in some respect, you have kids and everything. Maybe they want to go
Right.
and have fun.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yep.
alrighty. So,
Excuse me.
did you want to say something else? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, sorry, I just coughed.
Okay. So thanks everyone. Don't forget if you'd like to support what we're doing, we have the affiliate link for NordVPN in the description below, and that right now the link has a 60% off,
Hmm.
and I think it's like 375 for a month for 2 years, which is nice. If you decide to purchase that, you're helping
Wow.
support what we do. And Rachel has her literacy connections. If you'd like to give that again.
Yes, Literacy Connections of the Hudson Valley. We are a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to supporting literacy. We recruit volunteers and train them to teach people how to read that never learned to for one reason or another, and or speak English for the first time. And all of our services are free, so we always rely on donations. Right now is Hudson Valley Gives. So if you donate through the Hudson Valley Gives link, the Mid Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union will match donations up to $2,500. And all you have to do is click that Hudson Valley Gives image there, and it'll take you to the Hudson Valley Gives donation page. And like I said, they'll Mid Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union will match donations up to $2,500. So
That's pretty
that
high
will
amount
be,
too.
yeah, that would be really great. So hopefully we'll get some donations for that, because we are entirely run on donations and grants from New York State.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And yeah, and everything, all the links for that NordVPN as well as literacy connections are in the description below. You can just simply click on those. And
Mhm.
anything else you'd like to add, Rachel, before we go? Did you have a? We don't have to choose right now. Do you have an idea as to what we could talk about next for our next show?
Um, let's see. I'm not sure if I have anything at the moment. I'm not sure what I'm thinking about. I've been watching
Okay.
Archer, but we've just talked about some of that, so I'm sure we'll find something.
Okay. Yeah, we'll come up with something. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll end up so another show 2 weeks from today. That's what have tentatively planned.
Mhm.
And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
All right. See you then.